What's next? What is next? That is my question for you today, and we're going to dive into that. Welcome back. This is Jessica Loper here for your weekly energy update for creatives. So, if you are looking to create something, whether it's giving back to the world, creating within the home, creating a business, whatever it is, this will be your weekly energy update to stay in that creative flow and tap into the energy so you can work with it in a way that is supportive for you week by week, day by day. All right, so upcoming, we have the Aries solar eclipse, March 29th. It is new moon. Today, at the time I'm recording this, it is March 24th this morning. Let's get into it. I'm probably fading out from our last eclipse energy. I know some of you may have had some deep emotions and transformation there. Hopefully, some good aha moments and clarity. And hopefully, you're feeling some lighter energy now. I know I am. So, that is always a relief, I suppose. So yeah, now we're kind of moving into this energy of closure and completion. So it can be a good time to look back on any lessons you feel like you have learned. And this completion cycle goes back 2 years. So you may have some big cycles that are closing for you. It could be just patterns or lessons learned. So maybe just take a moment to tune in to what you feel like is completing for you. What has shifted? What has changed? And this could be in the material realm, it could be internal, it could be just growth, learning. Just bringing this back to the topic of creating and what are you creating and what is next. We're going to kind of focus on how you see yourself in the world, how you're showing up in the world. So that could definitely be one of the cycles that you're completing, is maybe getting to a place of where you view yourself differently and the way you show up in the world differently. How are you leading? How are you supporting others? Are you feeling like you have more direction in the way you're being called to create or lead, help others, show up for others? It feels like this energy of just understanding a little more of who you are, a little more self-confidence. If you're not feeling confident in what you're doing, it feels like that will be coming soon. So it would be a good time to set that intention if that's something you want, but you're not quite feeling yet. New moon also is a good time for setting intentions, manifesting. Ooh, even feels like some of you, the way you view manifesting has changed. Okay, so just take a moment to acknowledge that the way you look at manifesting and setting your intentions for yourself has really changed. And this feels more like on a conscious level. You just view manifesting differently, you view life differently. So work with that energy. I'm inviting you to work with that energy. If you feel confused about manifesting, that's okay. Might be a good time to dive into that or dive back into that and go with what resonates for you, because there's a lot of different approaches to this. And I will say, no matter where you at and no matter where you start, it is going to evolve over the years. So you're not doing it wrong. You're definitely learning and going about it in the way that you're meant to, but just know that your views on that are going to evolve. And I think that's just a continuous part of the life journey. The more you get to know yourself and the more you become yourself, that just keeps changing and getting better for the better. And there may be some times where it feels frustrating or like nothing's happening. And actually, I feel like last week's video kind of gets more into that energy. Like, if you want to go back and listen, if you're still feeling in that space about some things, the last week's video could be supportive. Just that reminder of timing and patience, because that's definitely an important part of the manifesting process. So I kind of like to think of spring. So we just had spring equinox. We have this solar eclipse, new moon energy. Think of it as a fresh start, as your new year, to tune into what is next. What do you want next? What do you want? What are you open to receiving? And can you be even more open to receiving it? So that would be a great thing to journal on. What is next for me? What do I want next? Think of it as a clean start, a fresh start, a new you. What do you want? It is not too late. You are not too old. You are not behind. What do you want? What do you want? What's next for you? Okay. I love, I've heard quite a few people share this. And I think it's just always a good reminder. Think of Louise Hay. She didn't hit her peak of success, I don't think, until like her 60s or 70s. I don't know the exact age, right? And she's now passed on, and she still has this legacy that she's left behind, right? So if you're just getting started, it's okay. Or maybe you've gotten started in the past and you're kind of revisiting things and starting again. That's where I'm at. Okay, so also with the eclipse energy, just a reminder, there can be some intense energy around eclipses, even though this is a lighter energy than our previous eclipse. Just be in tune with your emotions. So before the 29th, I definitely would recommend that you take some time for yourself, to ground or clear your energy, whatever you're feeling called to. If it's spending time in nature, take a walk, go get a massage, maybe just set some time aside for meditating or an Epsom salt bath or just a really good journaling session. I would just make sure you do something for some self-care, connection, grounding, just because it's easier to navigate the energy if you've done that. That's just supporting yourself and getting in tune with the energy. As a reminder, we don't want to look at these energies and like astrology updates. And I'm not an astrologist. If you want really in-depth astrology, there are many, many people who share on that. You can find on YouTube or various podcasts that go really in depth with all of the planets and zodiacs and conjunctions and all the things. So I'm not ever going to go into a lot of detail on those, but you can find people who do that. I just want to give you a general overview and whatever energy I'm picking up on. We'll pull a card. I've actually already pulled the card, but anyways, as a reminder, this is meant to be supportive. But take it with a grain of salt and tune into what resonates for you. Okay, so I did mention grounding, resting, or take a bath, whatever it is you feel called to, and that'll help you. That'll be supportive for you. Let's close with the card here. So the card I pulled is from the Akashic Tarot by Sharon Ann Klinger and Sandra Ann Taylor. This is actually one of my favorite decks lately, the Akashic Tarot. It's a good one. Okay, so the card I pulled is Uriel and the Sphinx. I actually pulled it in reverse, which is fine if it's just the message we need. So this card is just reminding you to tune into the deep inner work. If there's something you've put on the side, maybe it's part of your spiritual practice or morning practice, or something that is supportive for yourself that you haven't been doing lately. It's just inviting you to get back to this. Don't slip into old patterns. So I'm going to read this. It says, you may have a strong tendency to slip into old emotional, mental, and behavioral patterns, but be conscious and careful. The sand is quick. You must recommit and make a greater effort now. So I love this too, just with talking about what's next and setting intentions, kind of giving yourself this new year, clean slate energy of what you want next. I think it's a really good reminder, like recommit, and make the effort, because no one's going to do it for you. It's you. It is you. That is the message for today, and I will be back next week.